The Industrial Revolution. It was a key movement for many growing civilizations. Unless you are?
Or the Mongols.
Anyways,
Well, what was it?
glad you asked. The Industrial Revolution was a period in time where producing goods transformed from being handmade to being produced in factories by machines.
Well, when and where did it start?
Well, the Industrial Revolution took place from the early 1700s to the early 1800s. The Industrial Revolution started primarily in Europe, in Great Britain, due to the factors of progress. These factors are land, labor, and capital, or in simpler terms for you idiots out there, resources, workers, and money.
What led to it?
It began with the Agrarian Revolution, or Agricultural Revolution for you dummies. This began in the 1700s where small farms in England had wealthy landowners who tried to improve their farming methods. These methods increased the food supply and population with an increased demand for goods, so therefore more food and goods were being made. These methods made enclosures which separated animals and also created new inventions like the seed drill, made by none other than Jethro Tull. This allowed farmers to sow seeds in well-spaced rows and patches of land. These landowners also displaced farmers from their land and gave a ready workforce for future factories that would be built.
How was life before it?
Goods were handmade back then, which made a small lifespan in people, with farmers producing goods and food. Also, 9 out of 10 people in rural areas with a large peasant class and a small upper class. No machinery and little to no other transport was done, which made for little travel and knowledge of the world. I know, shocking, right? Even though most of us are on our phones all day.
How was life during the revolution?
Well, the Industrial Revolution had a massive increase in factories due to a large able workforce. This also led to the increase of urbanization, or a population shift from rural areas to urbanized areas. The factories that were built led to a mass production of goods. These goods, in turn, were cheap due to a large output of these goods. With cities rapidly growing, there were so many people living to the cities that not enough buildings were available. In tenements, the citizens had to stay in poor living conditions such as basements with 7 to 12 living in just one room. Imagine having to share your room with your whole entire family. Wow. Yeah, I don't know about you, but for me, that's not happening. Not at all. Heck, if I woke up one day and had to share a room, my reaction would be,
Close? Yeah. Just back it up. Yeah. And back it up. Okay? All you gonna do is we just back it up, okay? That's it. Back it up. That's right. Back it up.
well, moving on. The workers also had poor working conditions, which led to terrible or unprepared accidents. Kids as young as 6 worked with adults in adult jobs such as coal mines or dangerous machinery. So don't say your life sucks, people. These kids and adults lost their limbs, their lives, and did it all for little pay, and it was even less for kids and women. Imagine working for 4 pence, or roughly about 4 cents a day, while men made at least 17 pence, or a quarter a day. Women only made 7 pence, or 10 cents a day in US currency. So don't ever complain about how much money you make nowadays, people. Think about how they went through. The Industrial Revolution would have been nothing without its genius creators and their inventions. Jethro Tull, as mentioned before, made the seed drill a revolutionary idea that allowed the burying of seeds into pockets made by the machine that would close it rather than just tossing the seeds around. Eli Whitney made the cotton gin a fast and very easy way to get cotton while simultaneously taking out the seeds of the cotton rather than just hand picking it out for hours and hours. James Watt, the most memorable inventor of the Industrial Revolution, made the steam engine. This invention allowed the creation of locomotives and steamboats. But George Stephenson really truly made the railroads and the steam locomotive that allowed for travel from the suburbs to the city after the massive city population of. Another inventor was Robert Fulton, who made the steamboat, which allowed for transportation in canals or lakes in Europe. Many belief systems came from the Industrial Revolution. One of these inventors was Adam Smith, who created the system of laissez-faire, or hands-off. This system allowed the non-involvement of government in business and would be checked by the invisible hand, or the self-regulation of the free market economy. Capitalism took form in England and became the main economic system of a country's trade and industry, which is controlled by private owners' profits rather than just by the state. While this took form and became the main system of use, another belief system was being developed by Karl Marx and his comrade Friedrich Engels. The belief system of Marxism, or communism, was written down in the Communist Manifesto. This was used to make the proletariat or lower working class rise up against the business owners or the bourgeoisie. This belief of communism led to the Russian Revolution, which was led by Lenin and the Bolsheviks, and made the first communist country. See? We remembered. No, just me, but don't tell Jason that. Anyways, this led to the Cold War between the US and the USSR. We won't go into much detail of that because we're going off topic. Anyways, capitalism is the best system around and made every country who use it now successful. If not, blame those damn communists. But still, the Industrial Revolution is the reason why we have phones, computers, and oh my god, not these Luddites again. You crazy Luddites, get away from my machines! Yeah, that's right. Unless you're helping that one guy that forgot to send in this project. Then, yeah, it's okay. But thanks to this revolution, now we had a great time with modern medicines, great machinery, and good pay for those due to unions. I'm sorry you had to hear that. But still, those unions, not like this one though, helped for less hours and more pay with better working conditions for workers everywhere. Well, to sum this all up, the Industrial Revolution was a change from handmade goods to machine-made goods. This is a huge impact from years and years to come, starting from the Agrarian Revolution to many others. These include imperialism, the reason in which World War I had so many casualties, and another cause of the Russian Revolution. This revolution is the reason we have modern technology, mass production, and much more. In all honesty, the Industrial Revolution has such an impact on history, and it was one of the major focal points of our history. Well, sadly, it's time to part ways. Till next time, this is George, signing off.
That's all, folks.